Knowing how to survive a hunt in Phasmophobia is one of the most important skills to have. You obviously want to make sure you get rewarded for all your hard work in the game. Surviving hunts is important for things like completing objectives or even identifying certain ghosts, and then obviously just getting the full rewards for each contract. If you're new, you might not understand how hunts work. So the way hunts work is it's centered around a mechanic called Sanity. It's generally, the longer you've been inside, the closer the ghost is to being able to hunt. You can slow down the sanity drain by being near lights, so inside the map turning on lights and being in the light will heavily reduce your sanity drain, but if you're in the dark inside the map, your sanity will drain at kind of a quick pace. If you're outside the front door or inside the van, your sanity drain will pause. Basically, once your sanity gets low enough, ghosts will be able to hunt. Generally, this is around 50%, and on the lower difficulties, you will have a monitor showing what your sanity levels are in the truck. So when the ghost triggers a hunt, it will appear and then start roaming around the map. If it sees you, it would generally speed up. It will also be able to detect things like electronic equipment if it's on, and that also includes your flashlight. The ghost will always have a favorite room, so the ghost will usually be starting its hunt from the ghost room. There might be a few scenarios where it roams out of the room or does a ghost event, but generally it will always start hunting from the ghost room. Each map is so different. There's always different hiding spots, different looping places, and then it's always also very dependent on where the ghost room is. And so I'm not going to show you every specific spot I like to go to. I'll have gameplay of me on Tanglewood. I think my favorite spot in Tanglewood is sitting in the garage. It gives you good line of sight, and then you can loop the ghost around the car. Or if the ghost room's in the garage, I sometimes like to go to the kitchen. To survive a hunt, you don't have to necessarily be looping it the whole time. Being in a good spot like garage around the car or in the kitchen by the island, you can kind of just stay out of the line of sight, listen to it, see if it's fast or slow. If it starts getting close to you, just take off. To add on to this, always grab a smudge stick when the game starts to go on for a while. Just be aware of how late into the game you are. If it's been 10, 15 minutes, you should always just start having a smudge stick on you, at least one at all times. And also make sure you don't forget your lighter. Sometimes surviving the hunt can be as easy as simply avoiding them entirely. When you're a newer player, it can be somewhat difficult, and I know it takes a while to start getting evidence, but staying in the light will heavily reduce your sanity drain. Insanity meds will also restore a great bit of sanity, so using these two things in combination, and then also having crucifixes down, you could probably start consistently avoiding the hunts entirely. Plan ahead. Make sure to take notes of hiding spots. And remember, you don't always have to be the hero. Be careful going for that 3-star ghost photo, or looking for haunted breath in a tight corridor. Ghosts can open doors during hunts, and so you have to hold the door shut. It's whatever button you use to open doors, so just holding that with the door shut should be okay. And there's a lot of common mistakes people make during hunts. A big thing is try not to panic. If the ghost starts hunting super close to you, it's understandable, but if you have some distance, take a deep breath and run to a hiding spot. I know I mentioned this earlier, but make sure to also keep your electronic equipment off, and this includes flashlights. The ghost will be able to detect electronic equipment that's on during hunts, even if you're hiding. And going back to looping, there's nothing wrong with just hiding during hunts. I think some people feel obligated to constantly loop the ghost over and over again. And I really only like to loop if I need to look at the ghost during a hunt, just to rule out anything if I'm playing on a harder difficulty, or if I'm just going to go for an objective. Watching the ghost during a hunt can be a tool to help figure out what the ghost is, but you never have to push it. I feel like I only do it if it's necessary. If you play on professional or under, you will always get all 3 evidence, so hopefully you'll get the ghost sorted out before it starts hunting. Sometimes the ghost will hunt and you will have little to no reaction time, and it's okay to still die sometimes, especially while you're learning the game. Sometimes the ghost will hunt really close to you and you'll have little to no time to react. And so it's okay to still die sometimes, especially while you're still learning the game. In surviving hunts, it really just comes down to sound. I know with console coming out and even on PC, not everyone has a pair of headphones, but it really is just reacting to directional sound and then positioning yourself accordingly. To reiterate some tools to delay or even completely prevent a hunt, things like the Crucifix will stop the ghost from hunting in a certain radius. Sanity medication will raise your sanity to prevent the ghost from hunting on its threshold. Things like staying in the light during the game make a huge difference in your sanity drain. And so combining all 3 of these things, hopefully you can figure out the ghost before it starts hunting. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you're an experienced player, I know a lot of these seem very basic. This is kind of more geared towards newer players who are still learning the game and whatnot. And if there's anything else you think people should know, make sure to leave a comment and I'll pin it. I appreciate you guys watching this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.